a child, I always had a passion to travel and to live overseas, and Vietnam captured my attention. I came on a trip in 2006, fell in love. 2 days later, decided I wanted to move to Vietnam.
Came back, like Greg was saying, we have just a heart for the people, and we want to see people empowered. We want to see people, realise their full potential, and so that's part of the work that we do here with community development, working in communities, working with community.
He came on a trip to Vietnam, and within 4 days we had eyes for each other. I moved back to Australia for a period of time. We got married, and then we came back. Why?
So we got married in 2009 back in Australia, and our heart to help people was upon us. And in 2011, we decided to come back to Vietnam, or she came back to Vietnam, I came to Vietnam. And we came and we started to work with AOG World Relief here in 2011.
I didn't really have difficulties. Like, my heart was already so excited to be here, and I had dreamed of it for years. My degree in university, my first degree in university, was in Asian Studies and History, Culture, Religion. So I feel that I really just embraced Vietnam.
Probably some of the most difficult areas that I've found over the years just to cope with have probably been with traffic, and how it took me a while to learn how to drive on the other side of the road. Whenever I'd make a turn, I'd end up on the wrong side of the road, and just traffic-wise, and you're driving along a road and there's a side road and no one will look when they come out of the road. Everyone just keeps going, and so that for me was a bit frustrating in order to get around in my head to understand, and then there's never been really a moment in time where I've gone, I'm so frustrated with how things are here in Vietnam, I want to head back to Australia. It's probably been times where I've thought, I miss family and friends back in Australia. We miss seeing the birth of our nephews because we're here, and so things like that have made us miss home a bit more than actual difficulties that we've encountered here.
When our daughter locked herself in the bathroom a few years ago after a trip, we were trying to figure out a locksmith because we couldn't get the door down, and our tools were inside the room that she locked herself in. And so we called some of our team. They came straight over. They called locksmiths, helped bang the door down to rescue her. And we got story after story. When Kelvin had a bike accident, everyone flocked there with food. Like, our team here at AOG are not just our team. They're not staff. We're not employees and employees. We are a family, and they have really helped us time and time again. And we couldn't be here. We wouldn't have navigated the traffic, banking, any of the difficulties in paperwork without them. So, yeah, I'm not going to pretend that they haven't been huge influences.
We went to Marble Mountain. Yeah.
ex-mum, after we had the kids, she found out that we could use our phones to call each other and see each other regularly. FaceTime. And so it was, all right, let's go get some new devices for the family so that we can all stay in contact.
Yeah, she bought 3 phones the day after we told her we were pregnant.
It was cool inside the caves.
Zaz reading Geronimo still. For Kelvin's family, it's a bit more of an adjustment. But they were really supportive, and I think it got more complicated having children, like grandchildren, nieces, nephews that we've kept, kind of away from them in that sort of sense, but they know we make every effort to contact them and to be in a relationship, and they've been really supportive, all of them.
Yeah.
But I do remember the first few times taking both of the infant kids out for a walk, and some of the grandmas getting grumpy at me that they didn't have beanie on and gloves and socks and covered, whereas our style was just for them to be in a little suit, and so they'd give me a hit on the shoulder or tell me off or something like that. So just adjusting to, well, that's their way, and I'm okay with them being a bit grumpy at me because ultimately they're my kids. And so, you get a few of those little things, but, they kind of mean nothing in the scheme of things. And there's plenty of issues that Australia has. Australia's not perfect by a long shot, culturally, politically, any of it. So.
We understand at the moment our kids are little. They don't have much choice in where they live or where they are, but they love being in Vietnam. They love spending time with their friends and going down the road to their friends' shops and hanging out with them, and making other friends within the neighbourhood and people around them. At the study centre in which they're at, they love being connected with people around them and the adventures that they're having. And so for us, it's very much of a bit of a, we're here because both of us want to be here, and we both have a heart to be able to help people, to be able to share with people, and just to see things growing in communities and people around.
Happy phải khởi động mời thầy tử.
So the heart behind AOG World Relief is to help individuals, whether they're children or adults, whole families and communities for the benefit of a thriving, flourishing, healthy Vietnam. So through community development projects or life skills training, we work to build the capacity of children, make sure that they have their access to great education opportunities, and that they can live healthy lives to be able to give their best contribution to their family and to their nation, and also for families that they, as adults, that they can provide for their families. So whether it be agriculture or livestock, income generation opportunities or medical assistance, clinics, intervention training, child protection training, with lots of different opportunities to be able to build into people's lives and see that they are empowered and able, to make the most out of life.
And when we've had opportunities to go out into communities, they
love coming.
Come with us and they help, do things out in the community and help with livestock and goats to families, or building shade sails for gardens. And so, they love what we do, and they love saying that we help people here in Vietnam.
Dạ đến không tiếp, dạ đến tiếp này.
Cái này là 30 à?
30 cho một cái.
Một ký.
Dạ có một ký.
Với
Và cái này, dạ, và cái này.
cái này sủi cảo là
I love the food in Vietnam. I still have the clearest memory of when my pots and pans arrived when I first moved to Vietnam and unpacked my tiny little place that I lived, being so proud, cooking my first meal, and I cooked rice and ramen. And I was so proud. I have had a love affair with the food in Vietnam from day one. I have many favourite foods, and I love, just going to the market and the chatter with the ladies. Like,
Các bạn có thích uống trà không? Trà vào ngày thứ bảy chủ nhật phải thứ bảy.
You know, our plans have always been to stay in Vietnam, to stay in Da Nang. We love where we live, we love what we do, and so we've had no real any serious thoughts about leaving and heading back to Australia anytime soon.
Họ về đây cũng nói chung chồn sớm họ vui vẻ, cũng đến nỗi nào nói chung là họ đồng gần giống như người bản địa ở đây.
Vietnam is home. We joke it would have to take a pine box to make us leave. But, I personally have had a few medical issues and had to have 3 emergency surgeries here in Vietnam. And we've had, family and other people call us and say, come on, it's time, to come home. Like, Vietnam is home. And even though, things could look different there, it's never even been a thought for us, to leave. We love where we live, we love what we do, the purpose that we have, Yeah. Vietnam's home.
All the royalties and the money that we get from this interview, we'll be able to buy a house. So that'll be good. So, yeah.